This episode of the Lured Up podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. Everything we do here on the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by the community, and you can join our community of supporters on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And we have a range of support tiers and various benefits, and all patrons will gain access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And we currently have a goal of $500 in patron support, and you can help us over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor. We have tiers as low as $1 a month, and you could support a collective of hardworking, part-time creators that has a passion for Pokemon and podcasting. We have a large crew now over at the Pokemon Professor Network. We want to welcome Good Morning Johto to the roster, and we brought up the Purified podcast from the minors to the big leagues, and we're making it happen. So we got a lot of good stuff happening and cooking over at the Pokemon Professor Network. So check out our Patreon. Let's get it started. What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 305 of the Lured Up podcast, where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. I'm your host, Ken Pescator. That's Adam Tuttle. Adam, hello.
Yo,
what's happening? What's going on?
How's it going? Ken, how's it going?
Good, man. What's happening?
Not too much. I played a little bit of Spotlight Hour, like a whole 10 minutes.
Wow! Adam played! Amazing!
And I got a shiny Trubbish.
Did you really?
I didn't want to get in Trubbish with anyone.
Dude,
so
shinies during Spotlight Hours rule, because that feels like such a big win, you know what I mean?
Yes, because it's like something you don't know. I can play the whole time, and then I don't get one, but I catch 100 or more, and then I play for 10 minutes, and I catch like 15 and I get a shiny. That feels so much better.
Yeah, no, that's nice. That's good stuff. All right, well, that's good to hear. Shout out to everyone in the chat. What do I want? What do I want?
What are you rocking out? What's your jam?
You asked me this before, man. That new Taylor Swift,
recording.
Bro.
All right, well, mine
the Tortured Poets Department, man.
Mine's Bath Skate Park by Sparks the Rescue.
You've been talking about this like
Listen, it's so
crazy.
Good. It's so good. Well, when it just feels like I'm listening to like their first album. It's so good. It's so good.
Well, it's I can tell you one thing. It's not as good as the Tortured Poets Department, because that record is amazing.
I understand.
I haven't stopped.
I love Starting Line, and in the Black Dog, they I forget what the song is, but she talks about the Starting Line in Taylor Swift. Talks about the Black Dog, and then talks about, I'm listening to Starting Line. I'm like, it's the Starting Line? What? It's like, so it's been awesome being able to go back and just listen to all like my favorite bands. It's so good.
Well, yeah, shout out to all the Swifties out there. But we are streaming this live on a bunch of platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Twitch,
Twitter.
Something's wrong with our Facebook feed, man. I can't get this thing to push to Facebook. It's a little funky, so apologies there, but we'll get that figured out. Shout out to everyone who's here early in the chat.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Fisher J, Maddie G, Pure Lighter, let's go. What's going on, everybody? Yeah. All right, we got a lot to talk about.
There's a lot.
Well, it's been look, we've had this intro all the time where we're like, hey, it's been a week, man, or something like that. Brave Toasty, what up, fellas? But yeah.
Well, it actually has been 2 weeks. We didn't record last week.
We didn't record last week. Apologies on that. Again, it
was just timing.
I'm moving next week. It's just been
I
been
messed
madness.
up, then Ken forgot. It was a back and forth thing. Behind the curtains, we both failed on each other.
Yeah, but it's we're working on it. But we got plenty to talk about on this week's show.
Plenty.
We had Bellsprout Community Day this weekend. We're in Sustainability Week. I want to take a look back at previous Sustainability Week events to kind of compare.
Really?
Well, this is the thing. We have these recurring events that we come to know and love. Adventure Week, Lunar New Year's, Bug Out, Sustainability Week, and I think more so than any of these other recurring events, Sustainability Week has changed over the years. And in my opinion, not for the better. It's not just about features, but it's about the entire vibe of the event. And we'll kind of get into it, and we'll take a trip down memory lane back to 2021.
I want to go back and just talk about all the Delibird days. You know, those weeks were great.
Yeah, Christmas. Cleffa Hatch Day is going to be rounding out April. That'll be a nice day for the egg grinders.
Was that an egg pun? Because
it was
rounding out.
Look, even if you're like me and you're on that single incubator grind, Cleffa Day will be good because it mixes 2K eggs and half hatch distance. You won't feel bad about just using your free incubator. You know, definitely not putting super incubators in the 2K in a super incubator. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be that person.
I'm not going to be that person. The Rediscover Go campaign is rolling out, and hoo-wee, it's been a roller coaster. So we'll talk about all that. We're going to start with the huge misstep surrounding the Rediscover Yourself portion of the event. This was the first thing that they kind of brought in. I think it's been here about 5 days now. The communities have a near unified reaction to this in a not so negative way. So we'll talk about all that. But we had this crazy juxtaposition of the Rediscover Your World update that came out, and it's universally loved by everyone. So you have this Rediscover Yourself that everyone pretty much hates, and then you have Rediscover Your World, which everyone pretty much loves. And all of this is going down right now during the Rediscover Kanto event, which, you know, is kind of stacked along with Sustainability Week and the Rediscover stuff. So plenty to talk about there. But let's start with the recap. How's your last week of gameplay been? You said you got some Trubbish in today. Were you able to do any bell sprouting?
So Bellsprout was a little different. I got out of because we did a show this weekend, Ashton and I. So I think I had a half hour of Bellsprout.
That's good, right?
Yeah, I did catch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shinies in that time.
So are we still hung up on the quality of the event is based on the shiny count? Are we still on that?
No, I'm just, it's just one of those, like, that it's just a measurable thing for me.
That's fair.
I mean, I do have 2 additional ones starred, which is an extra large one and an extra small one, because there was a contest for them, so that's why I held on to those. Anything else is just garbo.
So I did play Bellsprout Community Day. I played it a little different. I played it super chill. We didn't have an event. We didn't have a meetup. We didn't have a route. We didn't have a grind. It was just a nice chill day to play some Pokemon Go. And I'm looking in my inventory right now.
But like, how chill was it?
I'll tell you how chill it was.
You just kind of walked pretty slow.
It was shiny Bellsprout 420 CP, baby. That's what I'm talking about. The 420 shiny Bellsprout on 420.
That's a flex. That
so
is a flex.
Good. So good. I was very
That's
very
a shiny
excited.
that you don't transfer. You don't.
Hell no. I'm not transferring that.
It would be interesting if you traded like 2 of the 420s back and forth and you got 420, but they were lucky. That would actually be insane.
Well, I mean, I'd have to trade my other non-420s because that the odds of that would be crazy. Absolutely crazy talk. But no,
that's the whole point.
Bellsprout was good, and it, you know, again, the world is big, right? But here in Jersey, we finally had some spring weather, so it was very nice out. You know, we're in the 60s now pretty consistently, so very little to complain about on the weather front, and that makes a big difference when it comes to just people getting out there. And there was a good little group in Red Bank out playing, which is nice considering we didn't really promote a meetup or anything like that. It was very chill, so that was really good to see. People just come out just for the nature of the event. So that was all good. I did get some Trubbish in today. No shinies. It's not a shiny I needed. But, you know, I have a warm place in my heart for Trubbish. You know, coming from the mean streets of Elizabeth, New Jersey, I grew up around a lot of trash. So when Trubbish came out, you know, a lot of people, like, hated on the Pokemon that, like, represent real life things like Vanillite or, you know, Chandelure even, you know what I mean?
Those.
But like
they're not my favorite Pokemon, but I love those. Have you seen, like, honestly, have you seen the alt art for Vanillix, I think.
No, but let me guess. You have it on
Oh my
hand
God.
and you're gonna show
I
it.
do have it on hand. It's so good. It's so good. Look at it. It's hard to see, but
Oh
it's like
wow!
a
All
little
right,
kid eating an ice cream cone at an ice cream shop, and you got it right there.
that's
Oh, it's so
amazing.
cute.
That's amazing. B Bobber in the
Oh,
chat says
Vanillish,
we're
Vanillish.
finally on at the stage in North Dakota where the game is playable outdoors. Yeah, dude, it makes a huge difference.
It does. It
you know.
does. People are in the out and about.
Well, we're lucky here in my area because we have like an alternate place to play if we have crappy weather. So we'll go. Red Bank is the mecca, right? People come from all over the place to play in Red Bank. It's incredible. 40 stops, 10 gyms. Like it's just amazing place to play. But if the weather is shitty, we'll go about 10 minutes away to Homedale, New Jersey, and we play at Bell Works. Bell Works is this incredible facility. It's like a tech campus of companies and businesses and video offices in there. And it's just this huge public indoor, gorgeous building. They filmed the show Severance there. That's on Apple Plus. It's this crazy looking building. But it was great. But the weather has been really good. So I definitely am hyped on that because that means GoFest is around the corner. And we're now about 3 months away, 2.5 months away from GoFest. So very, very exciting times for sure.
I hope the fireworks are already going off in everyone's head.
Well, maybe. But Bellsprout,
hotel now.
we talked about this last week. The bonus is here. Triple dust. You can't shake a stick at triple dust.
I was upset. I knew that. I literally went and got Palkia and I did the spatial rend or whatever it was.
Hell yeah.
I did that, the incense, the lucky egg, the star piece. I made sure I had a half hour's worth of goodness. I will say that.
Dude, spatial rend is an absolute game changer during events like Community Day. I freaking love it. It's
100%.
Unbelievable. Even if you're like back pocketing it, like if you're just kind of like letting the Go Plus do its thing, it still kicks ass because the Go Plus will grab the increased range. And I took a couple screenshots of my gameplay and these clusters that we were seeing in Red Bank, and it was like, dude, this is impressive. There's 20 plus Pokemon on the screen at one time. It's like this is nice. Plenty of trading going down in my community. That was really nice. We had bonus raid stuff. That one of the best additions to Community Day, in my opinion. I'm just getting over being sick too, so I apologize. But when the Community Day went from 6 hours to 3 hours, people kind of got bent. Then they added these things that will allow for additional catching to happen at the rate post-event if you do a raid.
Which I love these. I have to be actively playing and not on the go, traveling around to take advantage of these. But it is nice because I'll be at work during a Community Day and we get out, there's a raid at the gym, I'm able to do it and then play my own version of Community Day for,
because you got the extra spawns. Yeah, exactly, sure.
Exactly.
Well, I've come to think this too, and I'm not like saying I'm any less hardcore of a player, but I kind of like having.
No, you're not hardcore.
No, dude, I know. But having the comfortability in my gameplay and in my I don't know, just satisfaction to be like 2.5 hours into Community Day and being like, all right, let's head out. I would never do that before. This was just such a chill Community Day. I felt okay leaving early. I was just like, I got my gameplay in. I got my, it was Pikmin Community Day weekend too, so I got my 10,000 steps in. I was all excited. I was like, yeah, I can roll out now. I felt very satisfied. I don't even know how many shinies I got. Let's see. Let me just pull it up. I did have a double shiny day yesterday. Or actually, since Bellsprout Community Day, I have a shiny Cottony, Baneri, Doduo, and Durant. The Durant was nice. But Bellsprout...
I think that's a holdout for me. I think I don't have that one. I think I tried. I literally go so hard. Every Durant.
15 Bellsprouts. I did do a lucky trade for this Uxie shiny. That was pretty nice.
I traded Ashton a Kartana.
Shout out to Salem Witch.
He's still all into the Ultra Beast. I traded him that for an Albino, and it was not very good. I just want 100% Mega Audino.
Yeah. Well, let's.
Oh, you know what I got?
Whoa, what?
You know what I got? After Bellsprout Community Day, I got a Flabébé shiny.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen a single one of those.
I screenshotted a normal one and a shiny one.
What color flower?
I think it's yellow. They look exactly the same. It's one of those. Look at this picture and look at this picture.
It's the same picture.
It literally is the same picture. It just one has a couple of sparkles. I'm like, I guess the vine or like the stem of the leaf is just a little darker.
There's little purple in the stem, I think.
I don't know.
Something like that.
All I know is I was gonna send it to you, and then I got to work, and I was like, I don't have time.
Anybody got time for that?
And then I did get an invite from Trainer Spooky, so shout out to Trainer Spooky. I got a shiny Heracross.
Hell yeah!
From a raid that
That's
I got
legit.
invited to, and then on my way home, so this is all on the same day. I got the shiny Flabébé on the way to work. I was coming home and caught a shiny Staryu.
Nice.
And then got the raid during my break. So.
Yep. Scipio in the chat says Flabébé shiny is almost impossible to tell looking at it from the front. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the back. You got to look at the back.
Gotta look at that booty. Gotta look at that Pokemon booty.
All right. Let me just look at that booty real quick.
All right. Well, let's talk Sustainability Week. I think this is an interesting one because I like the fact that we have recurring events in the game. I think it kind of helps add to the real life immersion when we have like our natural calendar. We know what events are coming based on the holidays that they kind of surround. We know Sustainability Week is tied to 420. I mean Earth Day. So it's like right around that time we're going to have Sustainability Week. So we know this every single time. This event, when it first came out in 2021, was really special. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll pull it up on the screen for the video viewers, but we're going to look at the blog post from 2021. Here we go. It says, April 13th, 2021, in partnership with Niantic's sustainability campaign, clean up to unlock in-game bonuses. And Binacle made its debut, so we had a new Pokemon. We had some trashy, dirty Pokemon like Grimer, Drillburt, Trubbish, Ferroseed, and Shiny Trubbish. There was eggs, there was raids, there was research, there was all this shit going on for this event. It was very full. But what really this event came down to was the fact that they did these real-life activations working with the Niantic sustainability campaign in the real world.
I think that was one of the first ones. You had pictures of you actually going out and doing the thing.
I've done it every year. I've done it every year since.
Well, I know. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like, you had pictures there, and then that was measurable, and you could see like X amount of people came out.
It was awesome.
Rewards for that, which was so cool.
So you would get different bonuses based on the game, depending on how many people actually signed up with these third-party organizations that were non-governmental, non-profit companies. I worked with Clean Ocean Action, New Jersey, which is the Jersey Shore beach cleanup crew. And if you did a certain amount of people registered, you would unlock in-game bonuses. So this event was paired with like this real-life interaction and activation for cleaning up the environment. It was Sustainability Week. Let's make the world sustainable. It's Earth Day. Let's do nice stuff. Let's jump a year forward. 2022, Cherubi, Oranguru, timed research, and more. So Oranguru makes its debut. So we had Binacle debut in 21, Oranguru in 22. We also had Shiny Cherubi debut in 22. So plenty of stuff going on. Timed research, collection challenges, free bundles, wild encounters, eggs. There was lure incense, a lure event Pokemon. There was field research. You could get Mega Energy. You get 2 times bonus. No mention of the cleanup. It was a little bit of a bummer, but if you went to Niantic's webpage, they actually still partnered with companies to do this. They just didn't tie it in with the event. So we, from 21 to 22, excuse me. from 21 to 22, we lost the real-life activation, but we didn't really lose anything in terms of gameplay. When we go from 22 to 23, we had Bound Suite making the debut, the whole line with Steenie and Serena. We had wild encounters, we had eggs, we had bonuses, and again, same thing with like half hatch distance. We got, plus friendship, like all these things, timed research, field research, new avatar items, all this stuff. Again, no real life activation tie-in, but the gameplay itself was still legit. New Pokemon. So now let's jump to 2024 and look at this year's event. Event bonuses. Buddy Pokemon bring you more souvenirs. Buddy will spend more time on the map. And distance to earn Buddy Hearts is halved. You got some eggs. Still don't have blog photos or images. But we've got a couple Pokemon and eggs. We've got some research encounters. We have a collection challenge and showcases. We've got no actual in-game bonuses. We've got no new Pokemon. And we've got no new shiny. And we've got no IRL activation tie-in. So this event has fallen from grace, in my opinion. It's kind of lost its connection to Earth Day, connection to sustainability practices. And that's kind of a bummer. I think while Niantic did do stuff and did partner with companies and have stuff going on in the back end, giggity, I don't know why they don't tie it in with the event and make this part of the event to mobilize the trainers. I don't get it. I don't know why they didn't do that. So, very funky. I think this event has dropped off pretty significantly. I just don't think it is where it should be. They probably could have called it something different and no one would have cared because it doesn't seem like it really has anything to do with cleaning up.
It could have been called like the spend more time with your buddy event.
Well, like we have Trubbish, we have Drillbur. I guess Drillbur was tied in too, but like Binacle has always been there, but Trubbish is like the trash Pokemon. So okay, so that's a little bit of a tie-in with cleaning up, but I do think it's lost its thing, and
lost its luster.
Sure, and again, another thing we're going to talk about towards the end of the episode. This is also tied in with the Rediscover shit that's going on, with Rediscover Kanto event that's going on. We have all this stuff kind of stacked that takes away from Sustainability Week itself. Could they have played with the timing differently? Probably, but I don't know. Either give this event a different name or scrap the event and just say it's Rediscover Kanto this week. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be anything sustainable about this event. I don't think it can sustain another year of like next year it's going to be like, what's the event? You get a blog post and no content in the blog post. There you go. It's just an event. Have your
There's
event.
no bullet points. They're going to take away the bullet points and just make it one run-on sentence.
I don't know. I mean, it would all
Saves
look
time.
the same because there's no photos or no
And
images.
no colors.
Anywhere.
They're actually just going to take the colors away. It'll just be a wall of text.
I hope, in my heart of hearts, I hope next year they actually bring back the IRL activations. I think I was bummed because this year I was, again, registered, partnered with Clean Ocean Action to do a cleanup, and we had torrential downpour on the day of the cleanup, so I wasn't out on the beach cleaning up this year. It was a little bit of a bummer. But I do hope they bring that back, but too much going on this week that's just not sustainable, just didn't do it for me.
Gotta be sustainable.
Didn't do it. All right, moving on. Rounding out April is going to be Cleffa Hatch Day. How do you feel about these Hatch Days in general? Is this...
Nope.
Even if they're like with 2Ks? Because
Nope. Nope.
So yeah, you really feel...
I feel like it's not okay. It's a waste of time.
Sunday, April 28th from 2 to 5, Cleffa will be
2
the
to
featured
5?
Pokemon.
Oh my god! I get to. What if I'm working and standing still? How many eggs do you think I could hatch? Standing still.
2 times candy from hatching eggs, increased shiny Cleffa chances, and 2Ks will drop more from Pokestops. Go into this event with a clean egg lineup. Get rid of all the old eggs, see if you can.
Just keep all your 10K eggs.
Bro, I wish I could keep 10Ks. I have 2 right now. Still no Charcadet. Still don't have that in the decks.
I have a Charcadet.
I'm not mad at myself, though, because I am on this. I have a couple of rooms, but I'm on the single incubator grind, so I'm not going to complain that I don't have one yet, really. But I still don't have one. There will be timed research. There will be free and paid time research at $1. That's how you do it. You will get a super incubator with that paid $1 timed research. My recommendation: don't use it on 2Ks. Keep that super incubator and put a 10K in it or a 12K in it. I don't know. Shane O'Mac in the chat says, I wonder how much of it has to do with TPC Nintendo. I'm sure they have a say in whether Niantic can do these collabs with other companies. Good point. That's something we'll never really know. Maybe that's why the kind of collaboration with these third-party companies, whether it's the nonprofits or whatever, has been drawn back from Pokemon Go, but still goes on with Niantic. Maybe that's why. B-Bobber says, I'm so whelmed for this event. Instead of underwhelmed, overwhelmed, just whelmed. That's brilliant. So whelmed. But, Jesus, gross. How do you feel about dollar paid research for double hatched dust? I guess if you're hatching eggs, right? Like Chris from GoCast, dude hatches hundreds of eggs a week.
So how much can you really get with your single incubator?
Yeah,
no one is putting these in super incubators.
Yeah, but what if you are? What if you're hardcore? What if
Why?
Because then you can walk around a block and hatch 9 eggs. It's expensive as hell. I wouldn't do it.
Why?
You won't catch me doing that shit. I'll be on the single incubator the whole time. I'll get a 5K and be like, dag nabbit. Yeah, it's increased 2K drops, but I'll end up getting 5Ks. That's my luck. But I don't know, man. I think they boost the shiny rate so much during these hatch events, field research days and hatch days. This ends up being a shiny chase. The event is about the shiny chase. It's not about the hatch XP. It's not about the hatch Stardust. It's about getting the shiny baby Pokemon, because this is your opportunity. This is the chance. But I don't know. I don't think it's all that. Definitely do not think it is all that. But Adam, this is what I think we should do. We should take a break. That was the news. Got the news out of the way.
That was the news?
That was the news.
I feel like some stuff came out that was also news.
Well,
that, we just kind of brushed them over. We didn't even talk about
because we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to.
The community is not. Are very vocal on these topics, and we're just going on break.
We're going to go on break so they have chance to do some push-ups, get excited. You know what I mean? They gotta I don't know. Take some
you're gonna
pre-workout or something.
You're gonna hook them back.
Spalk says hydrate so you don't dehydrate. That's right. Get some water right now. Shout out to Poland Spring.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Shout out to Great Value.
Great Value. But all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're gonna dig into Rediscover Yourself, Rediscover Your World, Rediscover Kanto, the state of the game and the state of the community, because it's been a week. So, audio listeners, we'll be back right after this. I hate being sick. What's going on, chat? Hi, everybody. Appreciate all y'all. Sorry I'm sick. It's gross. Oh my God, Snorlax.
Can you see me?
I can't see you. I just see Snorlax.
Okay, because I just rediscovered myself.
You do.
Adam, you substitute.
Dude, I have a substitute plushie.
This is my Snorlax doll. We just do the rest of the show like this, right?
No, get in front of the mic.
Sorry, everyone.
B-Bobber's about to go do 10 push-ups. He's getting amped up to let the anger Let the hate flow through you.
Rediscover yourself. Rediscover yourself.
What a fucking disaster this week has been, man. It's so good. I love it.
It's so good.
I love it. Yes,
Are
use
we
the
coming
doctor.
back?
Do it. Do it.
To Rich Snow.
All right, you ready?
All right, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm fucking born ready.
I'm spaghetti. But are you ready?
I'm right
I'm
said.
Yeti in my
I'm
spaghetti.
right said Freddy. That's what I am.
I don't even know.
All
I
right.
know what I am.
All right.
All right.
And we are
we're
back from our break.
Oh, we didn't line that up.
It's fine. There's post-production for that. Thank you, everyone,
Okay.
for that break. We really appreciate it. We talked at the top of the show about Patreon, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to our patrons. So a huge thanks to our gym leaders, Beardbow Baggins, Ben, DJ Wonderbread, GK, Jamal, Joseph, Kimberly, and Mythical Hitch, Noggin Dude, and Joseph. Thank you to our newest patron, Fox. Special thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bott, and the other executive producers on the network, Tish Smith and Kate the Cons. Make sure you check out our Patreon and check out PokemonProfessor.com for everywhere you can find all the shows on the network. That's Lured Up, Special Conditions, Gotta Watch Them All, Way Spotters, Good Morning Johto, the Purified Podcast. All the links are up there. Check it out. All right. Adam, do you remember last episode or 2 episodes ago we had a voicemail from one Sir Amanda?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Okay. Do you remember that she then in the Zoom put us on blast because we didn't comment on said voicemail that she left because I just let it play in the background and didn't we didn't comment on it? Well,
yes.
Okay. Well,
hey, Lured Up, it's Sir Amanda.
It's
here.
Amanda. I'm playing her voicemail.
I send in a voicemail. I half the time forget I sent it in, so it's kind of a surprise when it plays on the show. So it's not like I'd be disappointed if you don't play a voicemail or whatever. But it's really disappointing when you play it and I don't hear anything. It's kind of like I just hear myself talk and then everybody just moves on and ignores what I said. It's kind of like that time that Jamal played 3 voicemails in a row and then he just didn't say anything about it afterwards.
Yep.
It was so awkward and weird. Anyway. Adam! Hey, Adam, can you hear me?
Say hi, Adam.
I guess
Say
I'll
hi,
find out
Amanda.
later.
Hey, Amanda.
Anyway,
How you
yes,
doing?
let me know when you figure out how to make it work with the streams. That's all. Peace. Sir Amanda.
Sorry, Ken's keeping it on low, so I can just barely.
Amanda, sorry that we didn't comment on your email. We'll do better next time, we promise. We love Sir Amanda. She's the best. So good. But yeah, you can leave us a text or a voicemail, 732-835-8639, and we'll play it on the show and we'll talk about it. Promise. All right. We did get another message from Espeon Willow. I did want to talk about that really quick, and this kind of all ties into the Rediscover stuff of how through this whole Rediscover Go campaign that they have going on right now, it seems to be led by Professor Willow because his imagery is on the. I'm going to pull up the blog here. You see Professor Willow right at the top. Unfortunately, this event really has no narrative, has no story, has no characters, has no kind of direction besides the updates themselves. Very interesting way that Niantic really put it out there that, hey, we're focused on visuals right now. And it seems like nothing else. So hopefully, for Espeon Willow's sake, and for everybody's sake that cares about narrative and lore, that they'll be able to lean into some more narrative and character development after these visual updates are done, because I still think back to a couple seasons ago when I felt so immersed in the story and in the blogs, and you could watch these recap videos and all this stuff going on. I miss all that. So let's dig into Rediscover Go and see where we're both personally at with things, because this is it's been a doozy. So I'm going to read this right from the blog. It says, rediscover the adventure of Pokemon Go with new ways to express yourself enhanced visuals, and a Go snapshot upgrade. Experience the thrill of Pokemon Go like never before with our latest update. And they talk about these different visuals that are going to be rolling out, and they put this nice little timeline of updates, starting with Rediscover Yourself. And it says, express yourself like never before with a range of new avatar customization options in Pokemon Go. Personalize your avatar with adjustable body weights, eye color, and skin tones, plus new facial expressions, and hairstyles. Hairstyles can be filtered by short, medium, and long options that find the perfect do for you. A new section allows you to customize your avatar's body with choices for weight, muscle, shoulders, chest, and hips. Advanced color options are available for skin tone, hair, and eyes. To access these updates, visit the appearance section of the Style Shop. Keep an eye out for additional updates. Adam, on paper, how fucking awesome does that sound?
That sounds fantastic. It's like, what?
Okay.
I get to change my height, my weight, my muscle,
and
my shoulders.
And in reality,
I just changed my eye color. I guess the only reason.
I'm dying.
The only reason. So, okay. Where do we start? Where do we? Like, does anyone have a line like where we should start? Do we start with the toes? Do we start on the toes?
All right.
Because like I'm in the Delibird onesie, so visually, it looks exactly the same. My face, it looks a little bit detailed, but I did go in and change my eye color, which was kind of cool.
Okay.
And that's all I have from my own perspective, is I just changed my eye color and nothing else. I don't want to know what's underneath my onesie.
All right.
I will say that though.
So let's first talk about how everyone was excited for this. Everyone was hyped for this. This is going to be awesome. People were like,
you used the word was excited.
Yeah, this is a past tense thing.
Why can't we still be excited for it?
Well,
it's one of those things that
the whole thing was like, make your avatar look more like you than ever before. I don't think they look like anybody. Aliens, maybe, or something.
yes,
I don't know.
But okay,
Sorry, artists.
the same token, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Like, this is, yes, we've got the update, we've got different things to play with. Like, when we got the rediscover like your world, every time I clicked on a Pokemon, it was like super glitchy. It like took way longer than normal. It would be like white screen and then go back to it.
All right, technical stuff though.
I'm just saying it has since resolved itself. I think that this can only be built on.
Well, then, Master Ball in the chat says the avatars can only get better from here, right? LOL. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to
yeah.
understand.
Well,
like,
when you
this
set
is
the
a live
bar
game.
low,
This is a live. It's a live game. Okay, so that means that people can still be working on it as it's still going on.
of course.
So understand that our voices are definitely being heard because everybody, for the most part, is upset.
All right.
And with that being said, give them a chance to fix it. Like, I don't know what that window looks like where it's okay to like leave people alone for a little while, but like calm the F down. It's just a game.
Oh, is it?
It's a lifestyle, man.
Look. All right.
It is my life.
Let's
my identity.
Let's backpedal.
Pokemon Go.
All right, well, dude, yeah, I agree with that. This is everything. This is woven into the fabric of my life.
And I mean no ill malice by any means, but it's one of those things. If this is getting you so worked up that you can't catch a Pokemon, if you can't battle because this is just I'm just so angry, then like, mate, just put the phone down.
Yeah.
Take a break. You remember what I did when I was unhappy with the game? I stepped away from it.
Yep.
All
right. So to that point, I agree with you. If it's
making you that mad where you have to lash out to people and like be vulgar and inappropriate and very downright disrespectful, put the game down. If you can't
All right.
handle it, put the game down.
So let's digress. Let's backpedal a bit. So
all right.
one of the things we're going to talk about here is
you're
going to go to Go Hub because Zero put up some articles. Shout out to Zero. Doesn't pull punches. He's never been afraid to kind of ruffle feathers. I like that about him. And we're not even going to look at Twitter simply because we're streaming this on multiple platforms, and some of the shit that's being said and shown on Twitter can't fly on all platforms. And some people have been downright horrible on Twitter.
Yeah, very, very horrible.
And we're going to talk about it, but we're going to try to talk about it journalistically.
We shouldn't. Yeah.
We have to.
Okay, I was going to say we shouldn't go into detail.
No, I'm not going to go into detail.
No names.
No. I'm not going to go into detail. Cherry Seawolf. I'm not going to go into details at all.
I can't even right now. From 0 to even, I just can't.
All right. So let's backpedal. So the update goes live. Everyone is excited to use it. The first thing they notice right out of the gate is the shape of the body and the removal of male and female. So you can't choose your gender anymore. That pissed a lot of people off. Some people were pissed off for different reasons. I want to talk about them, and some of them are hypersensitive and some of them are not. So some of the reasons that objectively make a lot of sense to me is people invest in the game and buy these digital products, clothing and things like that, based on a male version and a female version. If you unlocked something or had a bonus or got something in the game, like a Fendi shirt or something like that, there was a male version and a female version. It fit the models properly. So someone may have invested money onto the digital product based on the appearance of how it looked. So now with the new update, you have this genderless avatar that you can kind of shape and mold to your liking. But when you look at it from the macro lens, it's very hard to create a very feminine aesthetic and a very masculine aesthetic. You have to really dig into it, if that. Because a lot of the, not just like, the normal, okay, wider hips, broad shoulders, stereotypical crap, whatever. But the model shape, the actual characterization of the model has changed. So the aesthetic of the avatars, the NPCs, the Team Go Rocket, like we're used to Pokemon Go having a certain aesthetic for their character design. And the new avatar update kind of deviated from that. So not only was it jarring in appearance of, hey, this doesn't really jive with the other humanoids we see in the game, but I can't make this look like me, even if I wanted to, because my body doesn't look like that. I was excited because I'm short and fat, right? Like, I was like, can I make my guy short? Can I make him fat? I was like, all right, I can make him fat, but like, it was weird. Everyone kind of had this like strange buffalo stance where it looked like they just got off like a mechanical bull and like they're a little sore. They're like, you had that nice rounded out like inner hip action going on. And it was just strange. So you had people that were upset that they had purchased items that fit a certain character model and now didn't look so good. Now, technically speaking, like you were saying, there's definitely a lot of clipping and hats that don't work with hairstyles and eyeglasses that go through the hat, technical shit like that. That stuff will be worked out. I'm not sweating that. Yeah, people are going to get bent out of shape out of the gate on that. It is what it is. That stuff will get cleaned up over time, no doubt. So I'm not worried about that. But where some people went with it was, look how woke this game is now. Now it's like there's no male or female. This has got to be, this is, so liberal, and blew that whole thing out of proportion.
Yeah.
And then you go on Twitter and you have this huge, like, overtly transphobic mob going in, and you're like, dude, what the fuck? And it's horrible. That's the reason I'm not pulling up Twitter. because there's some terribly hateful shit. And it boggles my mind, like you were saying, if it gets you to the point where you have like anger, where you're lashing out, and you're like, not only am I upset about the game, but I really need to stick it to the man, the proverbial man here. Let's go. It was bad. And and there was some horrible, ugly shit on Twitter. So you have people that are upset because their avatar doesn't look like them. You got people upset that their avatar, the clothing that they've purchased doesn't look like what they purchased anymore. So they're like, I want my money back. And then you have...
Oh, really?
Sure.
Okay. No. That's a fair argument.
Right,
like,
sure.
Holy cow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well, they're like, look, I invested, $30 into avatar items that, one, they look like shit now because I can't wear my backpack and my jacket together anymore because they look horrible. So you have that crowd. And then you have the crowd that's like, this is Niantic's, political agenda of pushing this androgynous thing. And it's a very U.S.-specific thing. Pokemon Go being a global game, I've heard a lot of non-Americans be like, yo, what is going on with this game? I think, in my opinion, do I like the Avatar update? I don't. Aesthetically, I don't.
I think it's cool that there's more colors to change my eye color, but that's about it.
So I'm going to pull up the Pokemon Go Hub article, and it features the key art for the update. And even in the key art, you see this exceptionally strange crotchal area of this avatar that, again, looks like they just were, like, riding like a bullet bill. Like, they're all like, it's a strange shape that doesn't necessarily mimic reality. People didn't like that.
Ed Sheeran would be like, the shape of you.
So, Pokemon Go Hub article says, Pokemon Go's new avatar update is, unfortunately, live. And they go through all the objective stuff of, hey, you can make all these changes. It comes with a free outfit.
It comes with a free outfit?
Sure did. And
it is technically an outfit. It doesn't fit,
It's, sort of. And then it talks about a lot of the skin tones weren't good, and I just don't like my avatar. This is horrible. I have a small head, and my hands are like 3 times too big. What's going on here? All that stuff. That was like the early reaction. And look, it was...
I know, my favorite one was like about the skin tones. It was like, it's either I'm white and it looks like I have like a sickness.
Yep.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. No, I think it was Lil Pound Cake. She's like, look at me. I'm like a ghost. And I was like, I was like, my eyes. Like, she was so white. It was like, ah. So that was the initial reaction. And look, I get it. Because when I saw, my initial reaction was like, ooh, this is a hard miss. This is a hard miss. Not because of the level of flexibility, customability. That stuff is fucking awesome. Mind you, still no bald head or beard. Bruh.
Yeah, even just like a nice...
Bruh, bald and beard? Bruh. Come on.
Yeah, but then we'd be...
None of that. They hate Joe Rogan. It's... it's...
so good.
But the initial reaction was jarring. And I get that. Totally get that. So the first day that this came out, people were losing their shit, posting before and after photos. And to be fair, you look at the before photo, you have contoured faces, you have nice shading on the cheekbones, you have, if a female avatar was wearing a crop top and shorts, you had this nice like hourglass shape, you had feminine qualities, and those are all gone. So a lot of people that were running female models were like, hey, I don't have my look anymore. This doesn't reflect me, and it doesn't reflect my avatar persona. And I know a lot of dudes that run a female avatar. That's totally cool. But it didn't fit the vibe that they were going for or what they previously had. So that was like day 1, day 2, right? People were losing their shit. Couple days go by, people are starting to use the sliders. Slowly out of the woodwork, you start to see some marginalized communities be like, this is fucking awesome. Look at me.
This is awesome.
I
look more like a Delibird now because I just adjusted my weight, but it's more or less to look like a Delibird than it is to look like me.
But that's okay because you have that choice, So a couple days go by, people start to some people come out of the woodwork and say that they dig it. A lot of the same people still say they hate it. And another article comes out on GoHub. I'm going to pull it up. It says Niantic acknowledges community feedback on new avatar system. This was news to me, reading this. What's happening in the background? And it says a high-ranking Niantic has shared the following statement. We're sending all of your feedback to the product team, the folks who worked on the avatar system. We're taking this seriously and really appreciate you sharing your candid, personal opinions, follower opinions.
Okay, so just with all this being said, okay, it would be so beneficial if Niantic had a group of people that they could ask these things and give them like the beta tester or something like that, and we could all test it and give our feedback so they would know immediately what the community would think, because we have direct access to, and we know and we think just like how they do. So it's weird. It's almost like they don't have one of those groups.
I'm pretty sure they do.
We're here.
So shout out to Kestrel. Kestrel put up a tweet kind of asking for feedback. It was a great thread. People kept their shit in order for the most part. Either that or Kestrel was quick to delete all the nonsense.
Listen, I saw a coffee shop called Kestrel. I thought that was cool. In Burlington, Vermont.
Also, real quick, this article that we're discussing here, it says this post is not endorsed by Niantic nor their public opinion. It's definitely not an official stance in the future of the Avatar system. Post is just reporting on the happenings of the past 2 days, lifting the curtains ever so slightly for our readers. We're just commenting on the article. Yeah, that's how we're getting around to talking about this. So, couple days out, people are still very, very unhappy with the update. And you see a lot of the people that were kind of the avatar creators on social that would post these kick-ass outfits and match their Pokemon, unable to like pull these looks off anymore. And again, the aesthetic, the stylization, the characterization of the characters, I think more so than the loss of gender, has really bothered people. The big hands, small faces, the dead expressions. There's a lot going on that just didn't hit. The hateful shit, the transphobic shit, all that stuff, I'm not even going to waste any more breath on it because it's a bunch of bullshit. You got to get over it. If that's really bothering you, sorry. But I'll pose this to you. What if they kept to you? What if they kept the same options of you could choose a male and female avatar for your template versus having a non-gendered template where you can fully dial in everything: shoulders, hips, weight, chest.
I'd be fine with that.
Okay. So a lot of people are asking for that. They're saying, hey, we like inclusivity. We want this game to be inclusive. Pokemon by nature,
for sure.
Pokemon by nature is an inclusive thing. We want everyone to be able to enjoy this. And believe me, I've seen it, whether, I do volunteer work, working with kids, whatever it may be, like representation fucking matters, like a lot. Like it's very, very important. So without a doubt, our stance, and I'll speak for you, Adam, our stance is we want this game to be as inclusive and representative
No, for sure.
as much as it could be. That being said, I think they did a disservice to their existing base by trying to make the game feel more inclusive. It actually made those that felt included feel excluded. It was a little bit of like a backfire. And I think that's where the big issue is with the Avatar update is you have these people that are torn emotionally. Oh yeah, we want inclusivity. We want, to have different skin tones. We want to have different hair color. This is fucking awesome. But I also still want to look like a dude, or I also still want to look highly feminine, whatever the case may be. And you it's very difficult, and you can't really pull those looks off anymore. So I don't know where Niantic goes from this. I don't know how they do it. You've got some big name content creators that are just like, throw this shit out and let's pretend it never happened. Like, I don't think that that's a solution.
No, I just think that, again, it's a live game. They can take this feedback and maybe implement, like, you can have the old avatar, like, back as, like, an option. I think that's... I know that's probably, like, in the coding, it probably doesn't work that way. But it's like, if we could have some semblance of that, like, that is a choice. Like, you push the button and it's like, boom, you've got those,
this is what
basic things.
Yeah, that's why I think this probably would have been more... it would have been better received if this was an in addition to...
Yes.
Rather than an
110%.
instead.
Yep.
And I think that's probably the best way to talk about it. Because, the transphobic stuff and the fat-phobic stuff that has been crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, because then what it ends up being is, look how grotesquely fat I can make my avatar. Look how gross they look. You know what I mean? And it's like...
Listen, I just increased the size so I could look like Delibird more.
That's where I have my slider.
What I look like.
I have my slider maxed out, so it represents me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But you have people that are taking that to the extreme, being like, look at this grotesque monstrosity I've created. And don't get me wrong, I've done the same shit with Skyrim. I've built characters that look horrific. You know what I mean? But I'm not posting them online going, look how fat I am, look how gross I am,
Yeah, that's not...
No. So I think that it'll be very, very interesting and important to see what Niantic does here. I do think they need to do something. I really think the best solution, my opinion on the best solution, is not to just revert back to what we had, but to maintain what we had in terms of gender template models, the models themselves, and have what they have now as an additional option. Because I think if this was just simply done as in addition, not only would it have felt more robust, because you have this look, you have that look, it would have really diversified the amount of avatars. Like, think about when you're in a party, right? And you have 4 avatars walking around on the screen. If some of them were based on the old style skeletal model frame versus the new style skeletal model frame and different shapes and stuff, it really adds to the immersion because you have a much more diverse group. And then,
like, I know that's me. I'm in the Delibird onesie.
I just think that that the community true colors have shown, I mean, especially Twitter and some of Reddit, of course, but it's really ugly and it's really shitty that
I feel like Twitter just keeps getting worse every day.
But what bothers me is like seeing people that I thought were like allies like kind of go off on this and be like, "Oh shit, like that's not cool," So
for sure.
We'll have to, we're gonna play it very close, and we're gonna figure out what Niantic does here, and make sure we comment and give our narrative on it.
And we want the best. Like, we want this to work out. So just have faith.
Yeah.
Have hope.
Yeah. This is not.
I mean, this is what we were 5 days into it.
Right. Well, I've heard people say like, I don't even want to pick up the game anymore. I'm so ugly.
Yeah, like Rome wasn't built in a day. That's all I'm saying. These avatars weren't built in a day.
Yeah. This will get corrected some way, somehow. And if it doesn't, guess what?
You could put the game down.
Or you can continue to play. Like, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you have these people that have this ownership complex that are like, you guys don't know what you're doing. It's like, I hate that shit. I really do. But I do think the solution is
I will
addition.
I will stand on the hill that like I feel like there's a group of us that are have the ability to tell Niantic how it is.
Oh,
you know
well,
what I mean?
we've
Before
said,
anybody else
dude,
is. So
we've said that for so long. Like when some decisions that Niantic has made in the past, it's like we know about it ahead of time, and we're like, it's just the countdown of the shit hitting the fan. Here we go. Everybody strap in. It's fucking coming. 1 p.m. Pacific. Twitter's going to fucking blow up, you know? And it's like, and yeah, very predictable. Very predictable. So, it was very predictable that I knew Twitter was going to be a shitstorm. I just didn't think it was going to turn into this transphobic, fatphobic kind of just disgusting display of, I don't know, just bad parenting.
Just be human.
I blame the parents.
Have empathy.
Exactly.
God.
Also, have patience.
I don't blame the parents. I make sure I say, like, I appreciate you using your manners, and then I tell the parents, I'm like, that's rare.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see kids every single time. They're like, I want my ice cream now! And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go slower now. I appreciate you
All right, well,
being so over the top.
Here's a little counterpoint, too, and I've used my girlfriend Sarah as an example before because she just picked up the game.
Don't use her as an example. That's not nice.
She picked up the game in the last year for the first time, so she's bloody casual, Go Plus player, all that kind of stuff. Brenda Tuttle liked the stream. Thank you, Brenda Tuttle.
Hi, Mom. My mom? That's my mom.
But, so I told Sarah, like, hey, the Avatar update is live. You know, I've known about this for a while, so I've been telling her about it over time. Like, something's coming, and here we go.
Whoa. Did you just break NDA?
No. Maybe. No. So when it came out and it was live, she was like, oh shit, I can have long hair. This is fucking awesome. Boop, boop, boop. Look how cool I look. Done. I was like, this is a complex of hardcore players. This is like a complex of Twitter because I'm sure people off Twitter don't like it still. But when you're not influenced by the mob mentality, it's amazing what can happen. So she makes the updates. She gives herself long hair. It looks fucking awesome.
I changed my eye color. I'm cool
and then I go, all right, now I want you to go back in and look at your hands. And she goes, ugh, why are my hands so big? Wait, where are my hips? And
she should get a big whopper.
So only then she started noticing the funkiness in the art design.
Why'd you have to point it out? She was so content and happy.
Dude,
you have to
she
rip that carpet
she hears
her?
every single side of everything. She gets it all. She's hearing all this shit right now. So, very interesting thing. We're going to follow it, definitely follow it closely, and we'll keep everybody posted. Let's see. We got a couple redeemed. Highlighted message, Shadow Link. Ooh, he's a spicy guy on Twitter. Says, the problem was it was not ready. There was other problems, though. Other content creators brought it up when the changes were made on the avatars. I feel like we're missing it because there was a lot of info outside of Pogo. We can't control Niantic's timelines. We don't know what goes in or what doesn't go into updates. It's their sandbox. We just get to play in it. And if we don't like the sandbox, we have two options. Find a different
sandbox. Get out or keep playing.
There you go. There you go. All right. Let us know what you think of the Rediscover Yourself. I think it has a long way to go. But
it does.
But
for sure.
At the same time, I also don't think that it's game-breaking or a disaster to the point where you can't play. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is. Is it ideal? No. Does my avatar look absolutely hilarious on the map as a chunky dude in his Pikachu onesie? Absolutely. Does it? You know what
That's
I mean?
what I said when I saw myself with the Delibird. I was like, oh god,
Look at that!
so
Look at that
ridiculous.
buffalo stance I got going on right now.
Yeah, if you've got,
I look like I got
there,
some chafed thighs. I got to get some separation there.
Can you find me on there? Find me on there real quick.
Oh, hold on. Let me move away from you real quick.
Yeah, go to your friends list.
I'm going to. I just don't want to show
You're not
everybody.
fast enough.
I don't want to show everybody. All right, let's look at Adam. Oh, you look fucking awesome, dude. It looks so good. The bag on your onesie looks like you have a nice BB big butt. Like, it's amazing. You look great.
That's just my fanny pack.
It looks so good. No, there's a long way to go. I think we'd be...
I want shiny. You know what I want? I just want a shiny version of the same outfit. I'll buy it.
Ooh, that'd be
I
cool.
just want a shiny version.
All right, let's move on. Let us know what you think. Call us, email us, text us, all that good stuff. Hate won't be tolerated. Cruelty won't be tolerated. Air it out. Just don't be a dick, right? No Richard rule. We've always talked about that. You could air out. We'll always give everyone a platform so long as you're not an asshole. All right, moving on. Let's talk about biomes because this is all part of the Kanto event.
Oh, we're still going.
We're still going. With the incredible update for Rediscover Kanto that puts Kanto Pokemon in their appropriate biomes. Also, surprise release of Wiglet.
Wiglet was awesome. That was such a good surprise.
So Rediscover the World. We now have all these incredible backgrounds. Do I have any spawns right now? No, my Go Plus is on. But we have incredible backgrounds. We have some minor event bonuses for Kanto, but one of the really cool things here is Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise learning their Community Day moves. If you evolve right now, that's really cool. And we have some special research and field research.
Squirtle.
Dude, I don't have any Kanto hundos. I'm like starters. It kills me.
I caught a wild Venusaur, and that was a hundo. I was like, "Are you serious
All
right now?"
So I live 2 seconds from the beach. My feet could be in sand in like 2 minutes, right? So I get to see the incredible sandy beach scene. I get woods, I get mountains, I get urban, I get suburban. I get almost all of the backgrounds I've been able to see so far. Even on the overworld, seeing the hills and the mountains in the background, like I get all of that. Without a doubt, in my opinion, one of the greatest updates no one ever asked for, right? Like, this is such a cool update.
I like when it gets dark. I like the
purple.
It's
like,
get darker. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
But the shitty part of this being is it's kind of overshadowed by the negativity coming off of Rediscover Yourself. And this is such a cool, incredible update. So
it is.
The biomes are amazing. I think that this is going to be something when it rolls out beyond Kanto and the whole game is running on actual biome mechanics. This is like what we've always wanted. Woodwoes from Sylph Science is always saying, like, they tell us that we're going to see electric Pokemon in the city, but I ain't seeing shit, you know? Now we're actually starting to see, like, Sarah's favorite Pokemon is Tangela. We could go to the woods and we're going to see Kanto grass types, you know what I mean? So this is exciting to be able to, like, immerse yourself in the gameplay like you could, like we couldn't do before. We hoped to before, but we couldn't. Now, the real-time background effects when it comes to, like, foreground, midground, background, you have all these different angles and different things. When you're in the woods, you get different trees that can show up. Seasonally will have different. So when you're in autumn, you'll get
amazing. I can't
orange
wait for
leaves.
Christmas.
Exactly. All this stuff.
This will be the best Christmas ever for Delibird.
It all adds to the immersion of the game. So huge win when it comes to this portion of the Rediscover Go. The next part of Rediscover Go, which we're not going to really get into right now, but that's ultimately the AR update, the Rediscover Your Reality update. I've seen pictures of it rolling out in Australia. It's unbelievable. It makes sense why they drew back AR to AR+, why that, catch screen is bland now, because they're doing all this new stuff with AR. It will roll out soon. It's incredible. Up to 3 Pokemon on the screen at once. You can reposition, you can resize, you can turn. It's going to be for photographers, it's going to be absolutely awesome. It's a game changer for sure.
That's awesome.
That's coming May 7th. So we still have some time, but if you go to Twitter and find some Australian trainers, you get to see what this looks like. It looks really, really good. So I think that Niantic is going to have to do something. What they're going to do, I don't know. How they're going to do it, I don't know. But they're going to have to do something. Adam, you look like you're ready to pass the fuck out. Are you tired?
A little bit.
I'm tired too, man. I'm still recovering from 420. Because I worked.
There was so many Bellsprouts to catch. So little time.
So many Bellsprouts. Oh, one final thing.
Not enough snacks. Too many Bellsprouts.
Before we wrap up, one interesting thing I want to talk about, and I've known about this since the beginning, and I never wanted to talk about it because it was a horrible exploit. But I'm going to talk about it now because it's been fixed. We're going to head over to Sylph Road Reddit. It says an outrageous 14.8 times increase in Play Store prices in Turkey, country Turkey. It says a Turkish Pokemon Go player that I know hasn't had it easy due to politics and inflation, blah, blah, blah. If you didn't know, the Turkish conversion rate to the American dollar, or pretty much every other dollar, was very favorable. So if you VPN'd your way into a app store in Turkey, you had pretty wild conversion prices where you can get a lot of in-game and in-app stuff for cheap because you were breaking the rules, breaking terms, all that shit. They fixed it. So rather than 100 Pokecoins being about 8 cents US, it's up to where it should be, about $1.20 or $1, something like that. So all y'all people that have been gaming the system with Turkey, you can't do that shit anymore, and I'm glad because Niantic has probably lost out on it.
That makes me so happy. I remember seeing stuff like this on Twitter, and then people are like, "Oh, just DM me, I'll get you some."
Yep.
It's like, what?
Yep. So glad to see that. As the Pokeball turn says, I'm surprised you're not going to talk about the PvP mob going after that one content creator caster.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, are you talking about 20 Butters or 20 Butters? Yeah, there's a lot of. I'm telling you, man, the mob on Twitter has been wild over the Avatar update and wild over the way they're talking about this, and it's been shitty. And it's a super sensitive subject, right? We got to be very careful about how we talk about it because, cancel culture is a real thing, even if you're an ally. It's bad. Shadowlink says the biomes were okay, but it should have had more features with it. It's just like they could have increased the spawns, refresh raid timers whenever. Look, they could always do more, right? They could always make it better to what you think is better. We just gotta roll with it.
Let's just look at the backgrounds. It's not bland and boring. It's exciting every time.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy with it.
It's different every time,
especially if you're traveling, right? Like if you're not from the beach area and then you go on vacation or something like that and you pull up the game, you're like, oh shit, I've never seen this in person. I think that's super cool. I think that's really cool. But yeah, a lot of sensitive topics, a lot of sensitive stuff going on right now. Shout to everyone who hasn't been bent out of shape over the Avatar update, but has been able to express their like or dislike for it. Sure. Shout to all them. Shame on you if you're one of those that has been not just bashing Niantic, and look, we're used to that, right? But then turning it into something beyond just saying you have displeasure or dislike for the game. They've kind of made it personal. Horrible. Shame on you. But it really has been an opportunity for people to see, show their true colors and stuff on Twitter, and Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's all I'm saying.
Always with the Pepperidge Farm.
We're still missing info still on the Avatar update. Look, we don't know what's going to happen with the Avatar update. It's we'll have to wait that out. We'll have to wait that out for sure. All right, let's wrap it up. It's been a little bit of a longer episode. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate All of you that are here in the chat, 113 people watching right now across all our platforms.
113? Oh my god.
Love that. Appreciate everybody. And you could email us, luredup@pokemonprofessor.com. You could leave us a voicemail or a text, 732-835-8639. Check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can find Lured Up and all the other shows on the Pokemon Professor Network. Have some empathy, have some patience, be kind to each other. Don't bash people because of an avatar. Like, man, it's just... Look, I enjoy and am entertained by the shit show that is the toxic cesspool of Twitter. But when it gets to a certain point where it just becomes... It loses the humor and just becomes hate speech. It's like, all right, you got
something needs to be done.
You guys can log out now.
In.
Yep.
I'm gonna get mom over on you.
Yes. As the Pokeball turns says, 113 equals Chansey's Pokedex number equals Ken conspiracy. Cue the X-Files music. But thank you so much, Adam. Is that a show? Is that it?
I think it is a show. We got some water during the break, so we hydrated. Ken's hydrating right now.
Yep. Look, I can make the green screen through me. You see the chat. Whee! All right. Well, if that's a show, that's a show. Keep training, trainers. Thank you so much.